Okay, I just made a temporary hitching post to lay my logs up against. And just the initial inspection after taking them out, you can see this particular one, it actually had a lot of trichodermia along the wood edge. I'm taking my finger and it's coming right off. Hi, I'm Jim with Timbertop Farm, and I would like to welcome you to my video series. Here in the video series, I'm going to not only show you how to inoculate a mushroom log and to grow your shiitake mushrooms or oyster mushrooms or any other kind of mushrooms that you're interested in, but I'm going to show you the ins and outs, my failures, my mistakes. My video series isn't going to be in any particular order. I'm going to talk about history, how I got started, how I laid it out, my ups, my downs, my mistakes, my grants that I've gotten to help overcome failures. Just the overall experience to help people become successful. Well, like 2 books that I would recommend to get started in mushroom growing. The first one is the Shiitake Grower's Handbook. It's called The Art and the Science of Mushroom Cultivation. It is published by Kendall Hunt Publishing Company. I will post a link on this book here on Amazon down below. This book right here is the book that I used to get started in mushrooming. Once I inoculated my logs in spring, and then in the fall I grew mushrooms. At that point, when I became interested in making something more of it, this is what I bought. And this particular book covers details. It covers the details of wood selection, inoculating, the patterns, storage, harvesting, diseases. It's an excellent reference to go by for log inoculation. So Amazon, link down below. The second book that I would recommend to have is by Paul Stamets. This is one of his earlier encyclopedias that he produced. This covers everything. It covers oysters, just lion's mane, all of the specialty mushrooms, their environments, how to reproduce them, how to grow them, the ins and outs of everything that you need. This guy is a mushroom genius, and this particular version has been updated. The updated books will also have a link down below for you to look at there on Amazon. But if you're doing any type of mushrooming and you're just interested in reproduction and growing your own, this is the book to get. Now follow me, and we're going to do just a quick walkthrough of the farm, and I'm going to show you how it's laid out, my mushroom houses, the stacking yard. And then in the future videos, I'm going to just go in detail. I'm going to show you how to take care of logs. I sell a hobby log. I'm going to go through that for the customers that purchase my hobby logs, for them to look at and how to take care of. I'm an electrician by trade, and I also have worked as a tech support for a water manufacturing company that I troubleshoot tankless water heaters, commercial units, and boilers. So I have a wide range of experience throughout my life. And so anything that I have electrical or maintenance wise that I do on the farm, I'm going to share that too. Just day-to-day life here on the farm, little handy tricks, and maybe that's something that some people can use while you're taking care of your own business around your home. Little nicks and knacks and stuff like that. So hopefully this is something that you feel like you'll be interested in. I would appreciate if you would subscribe down below, visit my website, and follow me on outside. Okay, we're going to start off looking at the farm. This is my newest addition to the farm, a 28 by 20 building with a 12-foot porch. I use this particular building for log inoculations, cold storage, shop, and my microgreens as well. Okay, so we come in. This is my seating workstation for the microgreens. A small kitchen area, workshop, and then my walk-in cooler using my CoolBot system. And I will do a video on that sometime in the near future. And then the other room, I have my microgreens and pursuing this. And my log workstation I use for inoculations. I have a small pear orchard, Asian pear to be exact. The trees are about 6 years old. I haven't had much luck with them, just because of the wildlife. Okay. And now we're entering the shiitake growing area. This is probably actually totally maybe a little greater than a half acre. Everything is under the canopy of the trees. And I'm sort of spread out fairly thin on this. You can see how I stack my logs in. Each stack represents a time of inoculation, how old the logs are, if they're producing, if they're not producing, the variety of the shiitake mycelium that I use. Off to my right, I have my first mushroom house that I use to bring my logs in to grow mushrooms. It is about 30 foot long, 14 foot wide. It's non-heated. I use purely the heat of the sun to shine in during the winter and the shade of the trees for the summer to help keep it cool. And we'll take a look in that in a moment. This is one of my other resting areas and a launch area for soaking logs. I use a 300-gallon soak tank. I usually have the logs submerged in. They soak for approximately 24 hours and then I take them out. These particular logs that we're looking at were inoculated in October of 22. We're now in May of 23. So it will not be long before they'll start producing mushrooms. Right now I'm just going through hydrating them, giving them some good growing water, and maybe in the next 4 or 5 weeks or so I will attempt to re-soak them to see if I can get some mushrooms. These logs are very active. You can see the mycelium growth on these logs. I actually did an experiment with them that I will cover in another video as well. And we're looking at the front entrance of my first mushroom house that I've showed you. I'm in the process of getting all my mushroom logs out. I've already got this side here just about emptied. And these right here will be harvested in this week. The remainder logs will be ready. And everything will be taken out. And it will be cleaned. All the dust, the debris from the wood and stuff. And I will also spray the racks down with a bleach, water bleach formula, just to help control disease, fungi, modes, really, and things that can affect the logs as they set in here to fruit. I usually do one of these cleanings twice a year, in the springtime, before summer, and usually sometime in the fall before going into winter. If the debris really get real heavy, then they get swept out quite often. But I usually don't do much more than that, except for my seasonal cleanings. Okay, just a real quick back view where we just come from. Sorry for going so quick there. And this is the other part of my launching area as well, with various other logs, and again, each separated by age, if they're producing mushrooms, if they're not, different varieties, and another soak tank. In this section here, I have some low line racks that I use. Today I got them uncovered. We were supposed to get some rain, so I am hoping that we get some. Otherwise, these here are kept covered, and I just use this as a just more space for more logs. They're pretty handy in the most hardest part of the summer. I can cover it. I can put my cooling machine down on the end. I can lower the temperature and help continue to produce mushrooms. In the winter time, I don't have the canopy, and I can use a clear plastic, and it will warm the logs. So, and it's a much smaller space that I got to deal with as far as heating or cooling, and I'm just not fully have one full year in yet on using these, so I'm still not totally sold one way or the other if it was a good design or not. Just one of my experiments that I often do. And this is my second mushroom house that I built, and again, off to the left side of it, more resting logs. I have approximately 2,200 logs, and currently approximately 600 of them are fruiting mushrooms right now. I'm hoping that within the next month or two, that number would rise more closer to 1,600 or 1,700. And this is just another view shot of my other mushroom house. And again, in future videos, I'll do a more detailed on how I built it, how I did my racks, designed it, and let you in on a little bit more about this. This is one of my favorite summertime greenhouses, just because it stays so much cooler than number one, and the mushrooms function in it much better then. So there you go. There's a quick view of Timbertop Farm. And